For leasing though, for house hacking though, renting by the room is the best option because you're going to be living in one bedroom. For the rental comps, I was just doing it for a client that's thinking of buying a property from a wholesaler, and he just wanted to see what he could rent it out for if he does end up buying it.
So right now I am, trying to house hack and just getting practice with trying to analyze deals. So how do you go about analyzing deals when you're looking for a house hack? And a second question is, I guess more specific to me, my goal is to cash flow. So how do you analyze deals according to your goal?
Okay, perfect. So let's start off with you. So your goal is to cash flow. So with this, cash flowing, you're most likely going to need a 4-bedroom. Are you going to be doing rent by the room, or what's your strategy with that?
I was planning on purchasing a duplex or a triplex.
Okay. Okay, got it. So around your area, what do duplexes and triplexes go for?
Yeah. So right now I'm in Nashville. I'm planning to move to Houston in the summer. So right now, I'm not house hacking. I don't want to house hack in Nashville. I want to house hack in Houston. So, but the thing is, I need a job first. I'm in a weird transition right now, but yeah. So really, since I'm not house hacking in a specific location yet, although my intention is to move to Houston. I've just been trying to get used to practice how to even analyze deals, and I have reached out to 2 realtors as well, but I do want to get into practice of analyzing deals and looking to see which deals I can purchase that will fit my goal, which is the cash flow.
Got it. So firstly, with a multifamily, you're going to be needing, if it's a conventional primary residence, it's going to be a minimum of 15% down. And then that means that you're most likely going to be doing an FHA, which on a multifamily, which is 2 to 4 units, you can do as low as 3.5% down. So with that, firstly, seeing what the multifamily in the areas are going for to see if cash flowing is even a possibility. Because in Austin, cash flowing in a multifamily, it's not going to happen.
Yeah, I know that. It's more of an appreciation market.
Exactly. With a multifamily, you won't cash flow rent by the room. With a single family, 4 beds, you will cash flow of 4 beds. So it's very much so, okay, this is my strategy. Let me talk to realtors in the area to see if this is something that can be done or not. Because it's important to know what to expect right off the bat. So say, for example, let's go through a deal analysis that I would do. Let me share my screen. What do you use to analyze deals, first of all?
So I literally have not even actually started the process. So I'm reading a book by Brandon Turner. It's the rental property investing book. So I was this week alone, I was just I went through his chapter of deal analysis, just studying, and I put it in an Excel spreadsheet just so I can have a model of how to do it. Then this week, I'm going to actually go on Zillow and practice using the model that I created from his book.
So let me show you how I do my analysis. So this is the MLS, what us as realtors we have, and all the realtors use this to put properties that come on the market. So my goal is cash flow, no more than $375,000 for the purchase price. So if I want to cash flow, that inherently means I need a 4 bedrooms, at least 2.5 bathrooms. My criteria is it being east of I-35, because east of I-35 in the past year, it's appreciated like $50K, which is insane. Okay, 4 beds, but 3+ baths.
Wait, Andres, I couldn't hear that goal. Could you repeat that goal? Sorry.
For me, it's cash flow at least 200. And if I want to cash flow at least 200, I know that it's going to have to be 4 beds and at least 2.5 bathrooms.
So I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, I was going to say that's 200 per unit per month, correct? Just want to clarify.
Yeah, but I'm going to be doing single family.
Or sorry, per room I meant.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
So that means that cash flowing all in all, income minus expenses is going to be 200 at least
Okay, cool.
of
Thank
cash flow. Yeah. So let's see this. The map. Actually, 375. Okay, see, there's not much, which is understandable.
Now, Andreas, how do you come up with your cash flow number?
Well, with the cash flow number, that's kind of like an estimate because I know the area and the market and whatnot. And also, I'm looking at the age of the home, 1997. So I'm going to give the owners a call or the agent a call and ask, how's the roof? How's the HVAC? How's electric? How's this and that? And from there, I do an estimate of what it would take for that to break down. Say, for example, the roof in 10 years is going to break down. A roof costs about, let's say, 5,000. So I'm going to divide the years by the roof price to get like a monthly number. So say, for example, in 10 years when I need to replace it, that means that I need to save around $50 per month so that in 10 years I get that 5,000.
Gotcha.
So, okay, let's see this home. It's a 4 beds, 2.5 bathrooms, 1997. Want to see if there's any, if they say anything about the roof. Okay, they're not saying anything about the roof. 1997. I don't know if I'd go for that one. I always do new builds, so I'd go for something that's 2010. But for the purposes of going over a deal, let's go for this one. So, and feel free to ask questions that you guys have while I'm doing this.
So do you, because I know in the book, Brandon goes really in depth into expenses and really making sure that you know what the expenses are so that your numbers are, accurate. So do you look at cap expenses first to give you an idea of what your cash flow will be, since those will be like the biggest expense that you'll have on your property?
What I really look for with the homes that I've bought is that it's a newer home. I've only bought new builds. So I haven't bought a home that's older than 1 year. But I have helped a lot of investors buy homes that are like 20, 30 years old. So for me, the most important thing is first seeing if once you get under contract, which means that both the buyer and the seller have agreed to the terms, you get your inspection done and you see if you can get some closing costs or some payment so that it'll make the property even more worth it. I don't really go for price reduction because of the fact that if you reduce the price, 5,000 in price reduction, you're paying your home over 30 years. So 5,000 in price reduction might just mean that you're paying $22 less on a mortgage, as opposed to if you negotiate getting closing costs, 3,000, 2,000 in closing costs, that's money that you have to pay right off the bat when you close. So it's always better if you can get closing costs as opposed to a price reduction, because you guys need to remember, it's over 30 years that you're paying the home. So let's say like I said, 5,000 in price reduction, that's just paying $22 less. And if your renters are paying for that, you shouldn't really mind.
Okay. And you look at new homes first. Is it because like that's less money that you have to like put out on like rehab and things like that?
Well, for this, I like looking at new homes more because of the fact that there's a warranty on it. It's known as a 10-to-1 warranty on the new home. 10 years for structural, 10 years for roof. That's in Texas. I'd first ask what warranty. Yeah, I'd first ask what warranties are offered whenever you go to a new builder. It's a 10-to-1 in Texas. 10 years for structure, 10 years for roof, 2 years for electric, 2 years for plumbing, 2 years for HVAC. And then the 1 year is for any craftsmanship. Say, for example, my door can't close correctly. I call the warranty company and they fix it. I really like that about the new builds. Then the builder incentives. If you go with the builder's preferred lender, they usually offer 2% of the purchase price towards closing costs.
Okay, so, and what's considered new? in Texas?
Well, that the home hasn't even been built, as in I'm the first person to move in.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah, so I've really focused on that. And with this, it's also not competitive at all as compared to the resale market. Because in Austin, the resale market, if you put something on the market, it's going to get multiple offers. With a new build, you just have to put something known as an earnest deposit, and that's about 500 to 3,000. And once you put that in, the home is yours. And if it's not finished until 6 months from now, I mean, the market in Austin is growing a lot. So in 6 months from now, you've locked your price with just like 3,000 in earnest. Your home's worth way more, but you had locked the price in. So you have a lot of equity.
Hey, so how long do you stay like in a house hack? Is there a certain goal? Like I'm gonna stay here and then like I buy another one and just kind of keep
Yeah, just 1 year. As a primary resident for house hacking, you need to live in the house for a year to be able to get the best interest rates and to put the lowest down payment. What I mean by lowest is 3%, 3 to 5%.
That was my second one, because in the loan, like, do they like? What I was gonna ask, probably you just answered it. Was like, do you have this like any restrictions on renting out like the property, or you know?
You got to look if there's an HOA. You have to ask the HOA. So sometimes, guys, what's important to see is okay. HOA might not have any restrictions for the roommates and stuff, but do they have restrictions for people that can park on the streets? Because a lot of the time, some people don't know it, but there's restrictions for street parking. And if it's like a 24-hour thing, that kind of sucks, or a 12-hour thing, because if you have 4 people renting, you're probably going to have 4 cars there. So if they can't park on the streets, that's not convenient for you. And for resale, people might not like that. So it's important for you and your agent to go over those HOA restrictions. Let's go over this first. So usually for a home, I like to, for closing costs, they're usually like 2 to 3% of the home's value. So let's just go with 8,000. If there are any questions, just let me know, guys, because I'm looking at this other screen right here. Loan amount. We're doing a house hack, so we're going to go 5% down. Joel, you raised your hand. Go
okay.
ahead.
Yeah, I got a question. So let's say if I buy a fourplex, right? 4 units, FHA, which is 3.5, or a conventional loan, 3% down, right? Because
FHA 3.5%, and with a conventional, depending on the lender, most of the time it's going to have to be 15%.
Because just because it's a fourplex, or it's just the way it is?
It's a multi. That's how it is.
But if I'm gonna live in it,
if you're what? Sorry.
If I'm gonna live in one unit and rent
still, even as a primary, I would do. That's why a lot of people like the FHA. Do FHA if you're looking at multi, 100%.
Okay, so FHA 3.5 for a fourplex. Okay, my next question. So let's say I stay there for a year, right?
Yeah.
I move out and I buy a property, like a single family home. Can I do a conventional 5% down?
Yeah. As long as if you live in the FHA for 1 year.
Mm-hmm.
So with that, you can only have one FHA loan, but you can get another conventional after that year. So remember, so with the conventional, first time home buyer, you can put as low as 3%. Anytime thereafter, if you already have a home, you have to put 5% for a conventional. So first time home buyer 3%, with a conventional, anytime thereafter 5%.
Got it. So in 2 years I can get like a fourplex and a single family with 8.5%.
With what? Sorry, 8.5. Well, I mean,
in 3.5, like with the FHA, right?
Yes, 3.5 for one, and then 5% for the other.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yes, sir.